To say that Audi is on a roll would be putting the company's resounding sales success mildly. Last year, more than 1.5 million cars rolled off Audi's production lines. And while a relatively small portion of those were sold on the South African market, it remains the company's 13th biggest worldwide.
I was actually pretty handy at chess back at school, and the secret to dominating any chessboard is not being able to see your opponent's next move, but it's actually be like 5 moves down the line. The German top 3 are involved in one hell of a chess game at the moment. One moves here, the next one counters. But Audi has made a pretty decisive move.
Mercedes-Benz was first to cash in on the trend towards booted hatches with the CLA, and BMW is to follow suit with the introduction of the 2 Series next month. The A3 slots in between the two, being a conventional sedan rather than a 2- or 4-door coupe. Adding a luggage compartment to the back of a hatch amounts to the opposite of liposuction in car terms, but thankfully it has cured the A3 of its saggy bottom, creating an altogether more athletic car.
Audi has always set the benchmark for interiors, but let's be honest, they did need a refresh, and happily that came along with the A7, and now the entire range has this new minimalist approach, and I really do like it. Very few buttons, and the ones that are there are the ones you really need. Having the retractable screen for the infotainment system and navigation, if you choose that option, is a really nice feature. Pop it down, the dash lines are kept clean and very neat. So where we applaud the minimalist approach that Audi has adopted with the layout of the interior, when you get to the back and it comes to legroom and headroom, it really is a case of more is more. And this is where I have a serious problem with the layout on the A3 sedan. So the new design DNA for this modern generation of sedan is really what is compromising the practical benefit of the old generation sedans. You don't have the space and the headroom in the rear anymore, but you do have a beautiful flowing roofline to probably the only practical feature that is left on the modern day sedan, the boot.
425 litres. We don't know how many golf bags that equates to, but it's big.
So the boot may be a new thing for the A3, but under the bonnet, it's Audi's tried and tested technology.
We sampled the hatch in 1.4 petrol guys last year, so we were keen to try out the TDI.
2 engines, that's the only option you have with the A3 sedan. And they haven't gone with their new small turbo motors. Instead, it's the tried and tested, that 1.8 TS FI, and of course the 2-litre TDI. We in the 2-litre, tons of torque in what is essentially a small car, 340 Newton meters and 110 kilowatts. But I think probably the most impressive factor is what it means for your CO2.
Just 118 grams per kilometre, to be precise.
The roads outside River Meadow Manor here in Irene aren't really the perfect conditions to test the A3 sedan, but then again, actually they are, because this is a typical South African road. So it gives you a real good sense of just how good the ride quality is. We drove the standard manual hatch back to back after Merc launched their A-Class, and for me there was no competition. The Audi was just way better, and it's no different driving the sedan. Even though we are running on some really impressive looking wheels, 235s, which do make the ride a little bit firmer, I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to struggle to live with. Of course, there is tons of performance when you're pushing out the 340 Newton meters. So that kind of does balance it out. When you do want to go, you want a car that's going to grip the road well, and it certainly does that. Fuel efficiency is something else that Audi always raves about, and probably one of the few manufacturers that get pretty close to their claimed figures. 4.5 litres per 100 is what they're reckoning you're going to get in this 2-litre diesel we're driving. And at the moment, driving around as we have been, we're sitting on 6.9. Not bad. Traditionally, the hatchback has always been the sexier sibling, but that has certainly changed with the current breed of sedans on the market. This car is one of the hottest on the road at the moment. I love the super clean lines and styling, and for me, I kind of think that the Audi DNA works best on this compact sedan. Interior is what we've come to expect from Audi, always really good, but their new move has been to simplifying the whole process. It is a beautiful cabin. The only concern I have, starting at 320,000, heading up to 340 for the diesel, and then with the option list pushing up to 380,000 Rand, you could buy another German. You could buy the Opel for 100,000 Rand less.